Yes, Mr. President.
Thanks, Chair.
Yeah. Before you start with your questions, General, there's an observation that I want to make. I may be wrong altogether, and if I am, please tell me so. But I will make it until you say I'm wrong. And if you say I'm wrong, I'll actually be happy. I noticed a few times when Advocate Hassim was asking you questions, you would appear to me to be quite abrupt with her, or dismissive, or impatient. It was my observation, but as I say, I may be wrong altogether. At that point, or at that stage, the questioning was not probing at all. So I just thought, now that we are at a stage where the questioning is going to be probing, if I am correct, what I observe may become worse. I thought I should raise this right at the beginning so that if I am correct, we do not see any of that. That's my observation.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Yeah.
Commissioner, I was not abrupt or irritated, and I will never be irritated and be abruptly so.
Yes. Yeah.
I think sometimes when questions are being asked, it is an automatic thing sometimes. You do mistake, you answer quickly before, like other witnesses that the commissioner has advised, wait until the question is asked and then you can respond. I think it's just, but it's not that I did that intentionally, if that is what the commissioner said, but I wouldn't say the commissioner is wrong. It's not within my culture to tell older people you are wrong. But I want to say I do not agree.
I am happy that I'm wrong, General. Thank you very much. Thank
Commissioner.
you. Yes, Mr.
Thank you, Chair.
And apologies to you because I've taken you by surprise in making that observation.
Yes, I didn't expect that. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, General.
Commissioner, maybe before we go into the next session, I've got a plea to just clarify one point. During break, I had a conversation with my wife, and then I want to state it here very much clear that Mr. Matlala and my wife are not related.
Yeah.
So because I was not 100, but what was happening by then, he was dating a relative of my wife. So, but they are not related.
Okay. But the surnames are the same, but they are not related.
Correct.
Just, yeah, I know, I understand that perfectly. My surname is Matlanga, as you know. And there are many Matlangas who come from Matatiele, Mount Fletcher, Stelspruit, who are Ndlela by clan. And I am a Khadebe by clan. No relation whatsoever. Thank you. I understand what you mean. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
General, I thought you were going to say you had a conversation with your wife and she confirmed the date of the traditional wedding.
When we do the anniversary, if I have your contact details, you will be invited. Okay, thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, General. Yes, Mr. Sim.
Thanks, Chair. I believe that before I properly begin, we will give the General an opportunity to deal with the annexure containing the WhatsApp text from Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. So if we could begin with that. Is that in order, General?
Correct, Commissioner.
And we've already had a discussion about the names that we would not mention. And the agreement the agreement, Chair, between me and the legal representatives for General Senona is that on page 91, in the middle paragraph, there are two names that are mentioned. Neither of those names would be mentioned when the witness testifies.
Him to both, and then the two names. So those should
Correct.
not be mentioned. Correct. Thank you.
Earlier, we had agreed with you it was just one name.
Yes,
But,
yes.
but now it's both that will not be mentioned.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, over to you, General.
Thank you, Commissioners. I should rather start by saying good afternoon. Can I continue?
Yes.
I may be wrong. I don't remember ever seeing or hearing mention of the second one of those two names. But the first one, if it is the name that I'm thinking of, I wonder why it should not be mentioned.
Chair, in the context of this.
Because if it is,
Yes.
it's a name that's been bandied about countless times.
But not in connection with the second name yet. And from the context, it might connect the two names. And the request to us is to not risk that connection in public.
Not sure I understand. Just at this point, we will provisionally agree that that first name be skipped, but we want to consider this overnight and see if we will not insist that the name be mentioned.
That's in order, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Major General, do you want to begin? I take it you
But of
wish.
course, we will invite Ms. Maspisa to address us also before we make any ruling in this regard. Thank you.
So it's out of an abundance of caution, really, Chair, at this point, until we understand better. Major General Senona, I believe you wish to read out this text. Is that right?
Correct, Commissioners.
Okay, so you may do so.
Thank you, Commissioners. On page 89 of bundle of documents. Hi, General. I trust that you are well. You made arrangements that I meet this guy, Kate, because he's your friend and brother. And he needed my help to speak to Lieutenant General Kua to place orders of his contract. He volunteered information about a house. What is worse is that after you told me about the discussion between you and him regarding, there's a name there, as I also said, Nengi, I asked you about your relationship with him. I still don't know how the two of you met.
I think it was agreed that this name can be mentioned.
Correct.
So please reread that sentence. One thing I'm not sure on, because a lot has gone by or gone on. I'm not sure whether this was introduced properly as to what it is exactly, this document or this exhibit. Can
Yes.
you just introduce it properly and then you continue, General?
Well, let's start again. So the
Yes.
witness had referred to it earlier in his evidence
yeah.
and
The thing is,
attached.
now that we are here, let's just
refresh our memories.
please, yes.
So, and in fact, Commissioner Kumalo had asked where on the face of this document do we see the actual date, and it isn't on the face of the document. So, Major General, can you just begin by describing what this is, S4, when you received it, who sent it to you?
Can I suggest, Advocate Hassim, that he reads paragraph 65 of his statement and then give that context that you had in mind?
So repeat his earlier, so that's fine with me.
65, Commissioner. Thank you, Commissioners. Consequent to the meeting above, on the 26th November 2025, I received a series of threatening WhatsApp messages from Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. The charts are attached here to as per Annexure S4. May I continue, Commissioner?
Yes.
Hi, General. I trust you are well. You made arrangement that I meet this guy, Ket, because he is your friend, brother, and he needed my help to speak to General Kua to place orders of his contract.
On his contract.
On his contract. Thank you. He volunteered an information about the house. I think, but I'll read as it is. What is worse is that after you told me about the discussion between you and him regarding Nangi, I asked you about your relationship with him. I still don't know how the two of you met to discuss about Nangi care. Besides voice recordings, cellular phone triangulation, and my vehicle tracker, including access footage, will confirm the date and time of our meeting, and for his own sake, I hope that those timelines are in line with what he said before the committee in relation to his arrest. This is the man who says he met you 7 years ago, which is contracting to what you told me that you grew up together. The fact that he's the one who introduced our meeting to the ad hoc committee and lied under oath. He invited me to make public the information that he gave me, which will put his life at risk. I'm still going to that committee. I hope he doesn't mind me exposing him to both Mr. So-and-so and Mr. So-and-so. I hope you won't blame me for risking his life because I have to tell the truth about our meeting. If he thinks he can fool the committee, it's okay, but I will not say much but to simply play a recording of our meeting verbatim because I have the record. This one of what is worse, I think, is a repetition. Must I read it, Commissioners, on page 92? The first paragraph.
The first paragraph, I think you may have put this in the wrong order.
Yeah.
These messages.
Yeah, there is that.
Can I confirm that this was one message that you received?
Yeah, look, the messages, they came like this, spontaneously, one after another. It's not a one straight off message. It's like you send a message, after some seconds or a minute, another one comes, after some few time, another one comes. It's not one message that was typed once off.
Do you have it on your phone?
Yeah, yes.
Would you prefer to read it off your phone exactly as it came to you?
On my phone as it came.
Yes.
It was there, it's deleted. There is this thing that was activated, delete messages over 24 hours from the phone of the general.
Okay, so you don't have
gone.
it anymore.
So this is what we did screenshots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask then that you continue to read it, but don't read the duplicated paragraphs?
Okay, thank you. He volunteered an information.
Ms. Hassan, General, Ms. Hassan,
Yes.
if you look at page 92, it is a repeat of what it seems to be a repeat of what should have been on the first page. So the first paragraph in page 89 is the same as the first paragraph in page 92. Are you there, General?
Correct, Commissioner.
So page 89, and then look at 92. And then the second paragraph in 89, which reads, he volunteered an information about a house, and then it stops there, it cuts. If you go to 92, it looks like that is the complete paragraph.
Correct, Commissioner.
And then you've got the third paragraph, which we don't see. So the order, yeah, Ms.
So,
Hassim, if you could
Can I
just keep
propose
that in
a
mind.
way forward?
Yeah.
Leave 89. I think that's because there's a duplication. Can you read from yes, you made arrangements, I meet this guy. So page 92, can you read that whole page? And after that, you'll see on page 91, if you flip the page back, okay, you'll see that it starts, so the last paragraph on 92 starts the fact that, and the first paragraph on 91 starts the fact that, so you can omit that and continue with I am still going to.
Okay. I don't understand what commissioners, where must I exactly read?
Okay, I think you need to begin on page 92. If you follow the order,
Yes.
right, if you put these side by side, I think you filed it incorrectly, in the wrong order, the pages. So if you start on page 92.
I must start on page 92.
Yes, because it's the beginning of the message. You see on page
And
89,
also-
it says, hi, General, I trust you well. You made arrangements that I meet this guy, Cat.
Page?
89,
Oh,
you see how it reads? Hi, General, I trust you are well. You
Yes.
made arrangements. Okay. Now go to 92.
okay. I'm there.
Okay. You see it begins with, you made arrangements that I meet this
Yeah.
guy, Cat. Okay. So, but in 89, it cuts off at the bottom, whereas it doesn't cut off on page 92.
Yes. I
Right.
see.
So if you read the whole of page 92 to begin with.
So if I read you well, is that in page 89 at the bottom, it start with he volunteered. And then
May
on
I-
page 92,
Sorry, Ms. Hassim, General, may I make a suggestion? May I suggest that we skip this? And then that an attempt, unless it's very crucial for where you start with your questions.
No,
If
no.
it is not, let's perhaps skip it and then try to see, Ms. Mafisa, if this cannot be arranged in a manner that flows.
Chairperson, we do actually have the screenshots in the correct order. So perhaps maybe my attorney can just give Major General Senona, just show Major General Senona the screenshots, and then he can read it in the order as it had appeared on WhatsApp. Is that okay with the commissioners?
That's in order.
Thank
That's
you.
in order.
okay.
You have it now, General.
I have it, commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners. You made arrangement that I meet this guy, Cat, because he is your friend and brother, and he needed my help to speak to Lieutenant General Kua to place orders of his contract. He volunteered an information about a house address in Santin where Mr. So-and-so collect money using the state vehicle, and that he paid 2 million towards Mr. So-and-so's purchase of his plot. He also told me about Mr. So-and-so townhouse.
Sorry to interrupt you. But we hadn't agreed that this name would be redacted in this paragraph. The explanation provided to me for redacting it from the other paragraph is because of the connection, to the
connection.
second name.
Yeah.
So we haven't agreed that this name, and I don't see any reason why it should be redacted. It's crucial evidence for this commission.
Any comment, Ms. Mafisa, especially if the reason for redacting it earlier was to avoid making a... But then, once you mention it, then everybody knows that it's the same name that we skipped. So
Correct, Chairperson.
perhaps until we...
Because I've already explained.
Yeah.
We'll take a short adjournment. But perhaps before that, let me hear what Ms. Mafisa thinks.
Well, Chairperson, I don't know if I can say much because I don't want to give anything away regarding the specific individuals that we do not want to mention. But I think perhaps maybe what I can make clear to the commissioners is the risk to certain people's lives in disclosing these two names in particular. And I would like to also just state that there's a link between these two people. So if we were to mention one person, the other would automatically know that they are being referred to. Perhaps maybe I can illustrate it in this manner, Chairperson. If I were perhaps maybe to report someone and I would say that I'm going to report the person to Commissioner Khumalo and someone else, one would quickly deduce that they might also be reporting to you, Chairperson, or to the other commissioner. The link is, I don't want to give too much away, but the link is there, the relationship is there. And the knowledge that the other would have is, it's too big of a risk for us to take, to mention the names.
May I respond?
Thank you, Ms. Mafisa.
In fact, Chair, this
yes.
makes it even more important that we consider this carefully, because what Ms. Mafisa has just said is vital evidence for this commission. She's confirmed the connection between those two names, something that is a subject of inquiry in this commission. So that's quite important for us. That's the first thing I want to say. And I would imagine there'd be more to come then, evidence-wise, from this witness to show that link. But apart from that, nothing from the face of this text, if you mention the first name, connects to the second name. I don't think it's the equivalent of referring to a commission of inquiry with a panel of three, and if you mention one, it's another. I don't think it's analogous to what is here. If you mention the first name and leave out the second, there's no way a link can be made to the second, unless you have knowledge that we don't have. But yeah, there's no objective manner in which one would put these two names together. This first name is linked to many people. It could be anybody.
Commissioners, if I may, I think what my senior has just said is quite relevant as well to the reason why we don't want to mention both of the names. Whether it's one name or both of them, we don't want to mention it. It's because of the knowledge that we do have. And perhaps maybe we are just taking additional or extra steps just to make sure that we do not have a situation where certain people's lives are at risk. But with the information that we do have, we can confirm that if we were to mention one of these names, the other would know. I can further elaborate, commissioners. Perhaps maybe I can just come closer to you and I'll be
Perhaps
able
Ms.
to.
Mafisa, just explain this about the other knowing. Just explain the relevance of that.
Yes. So when you have a look at that particular paragraph, what General Mkhwanazi is doing is he's saying that he's going to report. He's going to report to these two individuals, and I think when you look at it from that particular context, that's the most important thing. That I wouldn't say it's a reporting to your principal, but essentially the relationship at the link is somewhat of it would be like reporting to your principal essentially. So if you
Maybe let me ask it this way. What's the fear? If that other person does get to know, what's likely to happen? What's that person going to do once they get to know of the mention of the other person? I don't get it exactly.
Sure. All right, Commissioner. So unfortunately, we do know that this person is quite, I must just watch my own words now, but this person is quite dangerous. And so just the mentioning of this particular person's name could put Major General Senona in quite a tight spot, just in terms of his safety. I think perhaps also we're considering, it's Witness D, whose life was unfortunately taken. So we are just a little bit wary of mentioning this particular individual, exposing him in these proceedings. It truly is a security risk.
And if, for the purposes of General Senona's testimony, all he is doing is to read a WhatsApp text not crafted by him, but a WhatsApp text received from General Mkhwanazi, why should that threaten him? Why should that pose a risk to him?
It would definitely threaten him, Chairperson, because I'm sure the relevant people wouldn't have preferred for him to actually even disclose the screenshot. But because he wants to assist the commission, he disclosed the screenshot. But just for purposes of his safety, we just thought that those two individuals together, they should not be mentioned. So it was to assist the commission, but I don't think that we must put Major General Senona's life at risk.
We'll adjourn and we'll indicate when we are ready to come back.
Okay.
General, my understanding is that an agreement reached between the parties in a discussion, of course, that took place before us, commissioners, is that you must please reread from the paragraph that says, I'm still going to that committee, and I hope he doesn't. You see that?
Yes, Commissioner.
Yes. And then when you get to the names, you mention the first name. And you don't, you'll see how you refer to the other name. And maybe you say, and Mr. So-and-so, whatever. And then when you go on and come to the first name again, you mention it throughout. And your attorney came to you and said, you understand and you are fine with that.
I do understand, Commissioner. That is correct. He did come and tell me.
Thank you very much, General. So please start rereading and read from this paragraph. I am still going to that committee.
Thank you, Commissioners. I am still going to that committee, and I hope he doesn't mind me exposing him to both Sibia and Mr. Sorenso. Maybe I rather say Mr. Y.
Whatever you choose, General.
I like Sorenso.
It's fine, it's fine.
Sorry, Chair. I'm confused now because when the General first started reading, I think, can you start from the beginning of the text? Because I think now we've missed a paragraph.
Right from the beginning. It's
Yes.
fine, it's fine, it's fine. I guess I was avoiding that because it would be the third time now, but it's fine, it's fine.
But it's an important paragraph which
Yes.
has now been missed.
No, I'm happy, Mr. Singh. Thank you.
Thanks. You start from the beginning of the text. So as I understand it, what you have says, "Hi, General, I trust you are well." That's how it starts. You made arrangements that start from there and go all the way to the end.
Thank you, Commissioners. Hi, General. I trust that you are well. You made arrangements that I meet this guy, Kate, because he is your friend and brother, and he needed my help to speak to General Kua to place orders on his contract. He volunteered an information about a house, address in Santin, where Sibia collects money using the state vehicle, and that he paid 2 million towards Sibia's purchase of his plot. He also told me about Sibia's townhouse. The fact that he's the one who introduced our meeting at the ad hoc committee and lied under oath, he invited me to make public the information that he gave me, which will put his life at risk. I'm still going to that committee, and I hope he doesn't mind me exposing him to both Sibia and Mr. Sorenso. I hope you won't blame me for risking his life because I have to tell the truth about our meeting. If he thinks he can fool the committee, it's okay, but I will not say much, but to simply play a recording of our meeting verbatim because I have the record. What is worse is that after you told me about the discussion between you and him regarding Nengi, I asked you about your relationship with him. I still don't know how the two of you met to discuss about Nangike. Besides voice recordings, cellular phones and triangulation and my vehicle tracker, including access footage, will confirm the date and time of our meeting, and for his own sake, I hope that those timelines are in line with what he said before the committee in relation to his arrest. This man says he met you 7 years ago, which is contradicting what you told me that you grew up together. I guess this will become clear as the investigation continues. That concludes the messages, Commissioners.
Thank you, Ms. Hassim. Because we've been going on this way and that on this, I must apologize to you. I thought the bit about the payment of the 2 million and so on, I thought it was still to come. So
Okay.
apologies
No
for
problem,
my
Chair.
confusion in that regard. Yes, yes, Ms. Hassim.
So thank you.
Ms. Hassim, will we get the correct
Yes, I've requested
transcript
that.
of that?
And Mr. Beloy,
Okay, thank you.
no relation to Commissioner Beloy, is that we know of, has undertaken to provide that to the Commission. At the end of this message, Major General, there's a TikTok video. What is the content of that?
I didn't open that. You know, this message is Commissioners. They came as some sort of intimidating to me. What I did, I just screenshot them and sent them to my attorney. Because for me, this was unbecoming. Why must I get these messages? For what? So I sent them to my attorneys that this is the messages I'm getting because I've already contracted them or request their legal assistance with regard to me appearing at the commission. Whatever comes my way that is talking to the issues of the commission, I must communicate with them. I must also say that my attorneys wrote a letter requesting the alleged recording in these messages. The letter, there was an acknowledgement of the letter, but the recordings never reached us. We have till today. And these recordings that are said of that meeting, we have not yet received them till this day.
Thanks, but that meeting is the meeting that you were present at, so you know what happened in that meeting.
Come again?
The recording is a recording of a meeting at which you were present. Isn't that so?
As I have indicated in my statement, I was present.
Yes. Okay, so I also just need some clarity about whether, so you received this, did you respond to Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi?
I didn't.
You did not reply?
I didn't. I just forwarded this to my attorneys.
And you had no further contact telephonically or otherwise with him?
With who?
With Lieutenant General
General.
Mkhwanazi, yeah.
No, we never spoke after this.
You spoke at the same time there, just say with Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. I'm just thinking of the transcription. Yeah.
Advise me, Commissioner.
I'm saying you spoke at the same time with the Advocate Hassim, and you spoke over her when she was mentioning with Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. I just wanted to mention the name because the transcription will not show it if you spoke at the same time.
Yes, with the Lieutenant General. Thank you, Commissioner.
Now, I would like to understand from you why you considered this to be intimidation of you. And I ask you because one interpretation of this is that General Mkhwanazi sent you this to say, and judging from the text, is that you made the arrangements for him to meet Kat Matlala. In that meeting, he volunteered information about General Sibia and others. And now that he is the one that's introduced this meeting, but not given the full story, it means that General Mkhwanazi is going to go to the ad hoc committee and give the full story, and that he's letting you know this. And he's saying to you that when he does so, that may put your friend, Kat Matlala, at risk because it exposes him because he's given information right? That he's informed on people, right? So I'm putting to you that that's an interpretation of this. Why do you see that as an intimidation of you?
Commissioners, I believe it's the first time the commissioners get to know about this meeting because of this commission get to know about this meeting from me to you. And these messages came to me before I come here. And then when you get this type of messages, one get an insinuating situation that don't talk about this. As you are analyzing, the advocate is analyzing and giving a perspective of her analysis on these commissioners. For me, it came because I'm supposed to go and testify. And then Mr. Matlala spoke about this at the ad hoc committee. And then when you get this type of messages, what does it say to one? That be careful. Don't talk about this. I'm going to that committee. It was never talked about there, And you must remember, commissioners, I took an oath this morning to tell the truth. You said to me, tell the truth, nothing else but the truth. That is the feeling that I've got when I received this thing. And I'm here to come and tell the truth and assist the commission to deliver its objectives.
But you would agree that there's nothing in the text in where he says to you, do not go and testify about this meeting.
I agree that is not there, but the sense of this message is that I have received it with. It gives me an impression that be careful. So that's the feeling I had when I got this message. That is why immediately thereafter, I sent it to my attorneys. And I have never responded to him because you'll see other messages were deleted by him that he sent to me. And I don't know the content of that. It leaves a lot to be desired for. What was actually in that messages that were deleted by him, not by this, by the general, not by this app of disappearing messages after 24 hours. But the general himself deleted these messages that he sent to me. And I strongly believe that this message also was talking to the same issue because it is after Mr. Matlala has testified at the ad hoc committee. It shook me. I wish somebody was there to see how I was feeling. But I was rattling when I get these messages.
General, there's a part that I don't understand about what you've just said now. You said your reading of this message is that you must be careful. Careful about what?
That is what came into my mind, Commissioner. That, hey, you be careful. You know, what came into my mind is careful about anything. We are members of the police, and I think as we move on, you will realize that also these things that are happening to me, these letters that I'm getting that I've indicated earlier, after my attorneys have sent this letter and we didn't receive anything, and the general didn't talk about this in this forum, commission, it ignites fear in one. And when you look at this, I was supposed to testify on the 26th. I was here. From here, I went out. My lawyers, we get these things, we sent, they write him a letter and everything. All of a sudden, if I was supposed to be issued with a letter of transfer and everything, it should have happened last year. Now that we wrote a letter, these messages came, I sent them to my attorney, they sent a letter with these attachments to him to give us the recordings. Then I received this thing. You see what is happening now, commissioners.
Then you received what thing?
I received a notice of temporary transfer and a notice of alleged misconduct regarding the allegations that were made against me before this commission.
And so you're saying that General Mkhwanazi is behind that letter of transfer?
I've never said that, commissioners. I'm telling you the events that are unfolding after these things. And that, it gives me a serious problem.
I'll come back to that. Can I, sorry, finish?
It gives me a serious problem that why? Because I did check with my supervisor that, are you saying everybody who was mentioned at the commission is subjected to what I am subjected to? And the answer was no. It depends from one supervisor to another. Thank you, commissioners. This thing is making me emotional because I sometimes take it's become personal, not the commission, but what is happening around me. And on a serious note, I don't like it. And I don't want it at all. And hence, earlier before we break for lunch, I requested for protection from the commission, if they can, so that I must not be subjected to these kind of things. If I have to be subjected, let it happen at the right time or earlier. I must not be ambushed. Thank you, Commissioners.
Major General, when did you receive this letter again? It was
Friday the 23rd. Sorry.
This text, November last year.
26th of November.
2025.
Yeah, the very same date.
Yes.
Sorry
Okay.
for interjecting.
But
Please,
just answer the question, 26 November 2025.
Correct.
Okay. And the letter of transfer you received this last Friday.
You mean the text, ne? Can I take you back a little bit? You mean, when did I receive the text?
You said you
This
received
message.
this message, this text from General Mkhwanazi,
this-
29 November 2025.
No.
26 November 2025.
Correct.
Right. But you've spent some time speaking to the Commission about your grievance that you received a letter of transfer this past Friday. Is that correct? You received it this Friday past?
Correct. I received the letter of intended transfer on the 23rd of January 2026, as
Right.
well as a notice of misconduct investigations
All
that
right.
is emanating from the Commission in relation to, I'm trying to answer commissioners,
No.
in relation to the evidence of witness C and witness X before this commission. Those documents, I have them, but I'm just bringing to the attention of the commission now what is it that I'm subjected to over and above what I'm supposed to come and testify here.
What-
General, sorry, Mr. Sim. General, when you right at the end under your concluding remarks made this same point that you are making about the treatment that's being meted out to you. I agonized over that and asked myself whether I need respond at all to that. And I even whispered to both my colleagues about whether I should say anything. And my inclination was not to say anything. And my co-commissioners also said, independently of each other, that I should not say anything at that stage. Now I have not consulted with them, and they're probably going to be angry with me. But I thought I should just bring to your attention what our terms of reference provide. They provide that we may make referrals in respect of individuals to whatever bodies. That's a power that we have. And it's a power that we do not have to exercise only after a witness has testified. a person may just have been mentioned, and based on the mention, we are entitled to make referrals before that person, and those referrals may be for criminal investigations, or that the people be charged, or that there be disciplinary proceedings against the people, or even for an employer to consider whether to suspend the person. And all of those, in terms of the terms of reference, may happen even before the affected person has testified. So I'm just saying it's something that's open in terms of the terms of reference. And if that may happen in terms of a referral by us, I don't quite see why, if an employer, or if it's a context outside of employment, whoever has the power, I do not see why not they cannot exercise that power, even without the commission having made a referral. I'm stating that just to say to you, I do not necessarily consider that to be unfair. If there is a basis for it to be done, it does not have to wait until a person has testified. I understand how it may affect you as an individual, and how it may cause you to grieve over it. That I understand perfectly. But I just want to disabuse your mind of this idea that it's something that should never, ever happen. If it happens in terms of a referral, I do not see why it should not happen even outside of a referral. I thought I should just clear that up. Thank you, General.
Commissioner, I hear and I fully understand. And the challenge...
And please, lastly, what I've said has nothing to do with the merits or demerits of the action that's being taken against you by your employer. Thank you.
My only challenge is the manner in which it was done. That is why I'm raising it before you, commissioners. The manner in which it was done and the timing of it. That's where the challenge is. If my supervisor believes I've done anything wrong, by all means. But the question of timing, the first witness testified here, talked about me back then towards end of September. It should have happened there and there. But why when I'm about to come and testify? The manner in which it was done, not that it is done. Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you, General. Yes, Ms. Hassan.
Thank you, Commissioner. And on that note, I'll move off where I was, because the Major General seemed to be linking this. I think we've now cleared that up, so I'm not going to go there. I'd rather focus on the content of this exchange, of this message. You say you were rattled when you received it. And you've accepted that nowhere in this message does General Mkhwanazi say to you or warn you, don't go and talk about these things or this meeting. You've accepted that. I mean, to the contrary, he's saying that he's now going to be open about the meeting. Are you not rattled because you discovered that there's a recording of the meeting? Is that not the cause for your feeling shaken by it?
I'm not rattled because of that. I was definitely being disturbed. But my legal team requested that I'm also looking forward. Let him play it. I'm looking forward because that's why we requested it, so that my attorneys can do the transcripts and assist the commission. I'm looking forward as well. But these messages, they rattled me as a person when you find this type of things. What happened instantly within you, you don't have a control. The adrenaline, when you get this type of things, you don't have control of the adrenaline to say this is what must happen, this is what must not happen. But I did rattle. It's not because of I'm worried about the recording. It doesn't worry me. It will tell the truth, what he said to him and what the other one said, what the general said to him and what Mr. Matlala said to the general. I'm willing, I'm looking forward for those recordings if they do exist.
He also says that you made the arrangements for him to meet Mr. Matlala for the purposes of helping with this contract.
Must I respond?
Yes, please.
I vehemently deny that.
You did not make any arrangements with General Mkhwanazi to meet Mr. Matlala.
I've never made arrangement with General Mkhwanazi to meet for the meeting with Mr. Matlala. The only thing that happened, Mr. Matlala asked me to accompany him there, and then I think he told the former minister that he will be coming with me, and then as a result, I believe that the general knew that I was coming with Mr. Matlala.
So were there any, if we were to look at communications around this time, there was no communication between you and General Mkhwanazi regarding this meeting?
On the date of the meeting?
Or just before the meeting or around the date of the meeting?
I doubt if there is that communication.
You didn't?
Regarding the meeting. Communication between me and General Mkhwanazi mostly is work-related. And he is the one who will call me and say, come to my office. Sometimes he will tell me, I want 1, 2, 3. Come and brief me what exactly is happening here. And then I'll prepare and go to him and give the explanation. If he needs it over the phone, it's urgent, I will say it over the phone. And mostly we were even talking on WhatsApp calls. It was not this straight calls.
Okay. Chair, this took us out of sequence because the witness wanted to deal with it. We are going to have to come back to it because it deals with a very important issue, which is the meeting of the 15th April. So, General, we will return.
Before you step off, just one very minor question on the text. General, please find on the phone the part that says, this is the man who says he met you 7 years ago. On the phone, the text. The text.
On the phone?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Commissioner. They're still helping me. I'm here, Commissioner.
Oh, so it says, this is the man who says he met you 7 years ago, which is contracting, but I think that's supposed to be contradicting what you told me, that you grew up together. Is it correct that you told General Mkhwanazi that you grew up together, you and Mr. Matlala grew up together?
No, I didn't tell the general that me and Mr. Matlala, we grew up together. We know each other, but we never grew up together.
Thank you. Yes.
I'm now 59 years.
Yes.
7 months.
Yes.
Tomorrow is the 28th. It's fully 59 years, 7 months. Mr. Matlala, I think, is 48, 49 there. We never grew up together. He's like a younger brother to me, and I'm like the elder brother to me, as I've indicated. When did we meet?
Thank you. Thanks, Ms. Hassim.
Can I, may I? And I know you say you will come back to it, but maybe let me just deal with mine. In that same, on your phone, I don't know where you will find it, but there's a paragraph that says, what is worse is that after you told me about the discussion between you and him regarding Nengi, you see that paragraph? In the bundle, it's page 90, if you're looking at the 5. Go to page 90.
90.
Oh, there.
Commissioner.
Mr. Baloyi is giving you the phone.
Okay, Commissioner. Which one?
What is worse, it's a paragraph that starts, what is worse is that after you told me about the discussion between you and Nangi regarding, the discussion between you and him regarding Nangi, I asked you about your relationship with him. I still don't know how the two of you met to discuss what Nangi care. You see that?
Yes, Commissioner.
Yes. Did you have a discussion with General Mkhwanazi about Mr. Nangi and your discussion with Matlala about Nangi?
I've never had this discussion, but I strongly believe because I was in and out there, they might have talked about. But as for me, I have never told him about any discussion between me and Mr. Matlala regarding Nangi.
Yes.
The only thing that I know I did about Nangi, I only sent that
That affidavit.
that thing that was on the media.
Okay. So this WhatsApp message has got so far 3 items that you say you did not discuss with General Mkhwanazi. One, or that you are disputing the correctness of. One, you dispute that you made arrangements with General Mkhwanazi that he meets Mr. Matlala. That's one, and you say nothing of sorts happened. And then 2, you dispute that you spoke to General Mkhwanazi about Mr. Nengi. And then 3, you dispute that you told him that you grew up with Mr. Matlala. So there's 3 factual allegations that you are denying. And I understood your evidence earlier in response to Ms. Hassim. I understood you to say you never responded to this WhatsApp message. Am I correct?
Correct, Commissioner.
Yes. Now, General Mkhwanazi sends you a WhatsApp that makes what you say are factually incorrect allegations. You've not addressed them. You didn't respond to him to say, but I never arranged a meeting. You don't say, I never told you or I never discussed with you about Nengi, and I never told you that we grew up together, that I know him for 7 years. You don't dispute that to General Mkhwanazi, that's 1. 2, in your statement to us and in your evidence as you sit there, you don't, as you discuss this WhatsApp message, it's quite notable, significantly notable, that you don't say that which he says there is actually a lie. I never arranged that meeting with him. That which he says there, that I told him or that I discussed Nengi with him, is a lie. And you don't say, I never told him that I grew up with Matlala. I have to say it's a great curiosity that you, at no point until now, when Ms. Hassim and the chairperson ask you questions, and I do, at no point do you correct what you say are factual inaccuracies or lies. So what's your explanation for that?
Commissioner, is a human error, but I'm still under oath. I'm saying it's true. I dispute this. Mr. Matlala originally is Mamelodi in terms of growing up. Me, I'm from Soshanguve. There's no way that we'll grow up together.
My point is,
and then
my point, General, is, I'm not asking you to repeat what you've said to us. My point is that it's a curiosity at the very least that you were sent a message in November 2024 where certain factual allegations about an alleged discussion between you and General Mkhwanazi happened. You don't respond to him. You don't say, but Commissioner, I never had these discussions with you. You don't. You keep quiet. You tell us I didn't respond. You get a further opportunity before us to submit a statement, and you drafted the statement. The evidence leaders had nothing to do with it. You prepare the statement. You attach this WhatsApp message for a different purpose, but you attach this and you don't say it contains untruths where it says this and that. Third opportunity, you're sitting there, you're testifying. You don't say he sent me this WhatsApp message and actually it contains inaccuracies. And the explanation that it's human error when you've had 3 opportunities to correct what you say are inaccuracies is simply not good enough.
Commissioners, be that as it may, it is a human error. And if I didn't realize that I omitted this is a human error. And then I admit I made a human error by not talking about it in my affidavit and talking about it in my evidence in chief. But the question of not responding to him, I decided not to respond to him, but to talk to my attorneys. That one I decided because, there's a culture sometimes in the police. You don't interact with your seniors. It will show sometimes a disrespect and everything. But I thought when I spoken to my attorneys, he sent those things, the letters will start to exchange to say certain things. But this one of not including it in my affidavit and also committing a human error by not mentioning it in evidence in chief, it is indeed a human error. I came here to tell the truth, nothing else the truth, but not to mislead the commission. So bear with me, it's a human error, Commissioner.
Can I just maybe finally, just in fairness to you, tell you what I think it suggests, and then you can comment. But before I do that, your explanation that you were not interacting, you can't, in the police, there's a culture. Well, this was not a business meeting. You took your friend to an apartment, according to you, in Mhlanga, Pearls, to meet with General Mkhwanazi to help him solve his personal problem, which has nothing to do with policing business. So let's not do that and say this was a business meeting and therefore I couldn't talk to my superior after he sent me this. You were using your position here and your proximity to Mr. Matlala to assist him to get a commissioner, a provincial commissioner, in fact, you say you were giving him support. So you were using your position to give support to him. It has nothing to do with your duties as head of the Hawks. I want to suggest that to you. That's one. And then two, I think, and this is the important part for me, I want to suggest to you that you did not correct what you say are factually inaccuracies or untruths, in fact, in this statement, because in fact they're true. That's what happened. You arranged the meeting, so that's why you don't correct it. On 3 occasions, you have 3 opportunities. You don't correct that. 2, the Nengi discussion. You have 3 opportunities to say to him, I never discussed, and to say to the commission, I never discussed with him Nengi, any discussions about Nengi and Matlala. You have 3 opportunities. You don't correct it. And the same with, you never told him that you grew up with Mr. Matlala. You have 3 opportunities to do that. And my suggestion to you is you don't correct it because it is true. It's what happened. In your discussion in that meeting with General Mkhwanazi, all of that happened. Do you have any comment to it?
Commissioner, I stick to my comments and the recordings, if they come, they will prevail. The truth shall prevail.
Thank you, General.
From me, General. When General Mkhwanazi wrote this WhatsApp to you, he made it clear to you that he will be going to that committee, meaning he will be going to the ad hoc committee. So you must have known, reading this WhatsApp, that General Mkhwanazi intends to go to the ad hoc committee to say these things. So my question to you is, did you, in your instructions to the attorneys, instruct them to tell General Mkhwanazi that what is contained in this WhatsApp is not true? And if he were to repeat its contents to the ad hoc committee, he would be lying to the ad hoc committee.
When I discussed this matter with my attorneys, I told them that I confirmed the issue of the meeting, that I was in attendance. I informed my attorneys that, for me, I've never arranged this meeting. Number 3, in that when he says he's going to play it there, the legal advice was that, no, we will also request the recordings, of which it makes me very happy and comfortable. And then what was the other part of the question, Commissioner?
The simple point is that you did not say to your attorneys, when you write to General Mkhwanazi, tell him that the content of his WhatsApp is incorrect. What he says in the WhatsApp is simply not true.
I didn't dictate or gave that instruction to them how to write that letter to him, Commissioner. So that is what happened.
I will leave it there for now.
Thank you.
The commissioners have opened up the area of questioning I was going to go to, and I think we should probably just continue on this topic instead of leaving it now.
I do apologize.
Coming back later. They are ungovernable, these commissioners. I think that, Major General, that there's more that you are withholding from the Commission. And I say this because if you look at paragraph 64 of your statement, let me know when you're there. You're there?
Yes.
Okay, you say, actually, let me start from the very beginning of that 64. You say you were not privy to all that was discussed as you were moving between the living area and the kitchen. Okay? And then you say, this is what you know. 1, 2, 3. These are the topics that you know were discussed in the meeting. The first is that General Mkhwanazi agreed to assist Mr. Matlala to get purchase orders. The second is that General Mkhwanazi spoke on General Nkua's alleged corruption and the rumors of her owning properties beyond her affordability. And the third, so this is the sum total of what happened in the meeting according to you, is that General Mkhwanazi offered to hold or pause investigations against Mr. Matlala for the alleged attempted murder in exchange for information on General Sibiya. In this text message from General Mkhwanazi to you, it's clear that other things were discussed in this meeting. For example, the information that was provided by Mr. Matlala. And in the text, he says he volunteered information about a house address in Sandton where Sibiya collects money using the state vehicle, and he paid 2 million rand towards Sibiya's purchase of his plot. He also told me about Sibiya's townhouse. Why is it you do not mention that in your statement?
Commissioners, first thing first, Mr. Matlala requested me to accompany him to the meeting with General Mkhwanazi. And as I've indicated, you read my paragraph, I was up and down there. And I was moving up and down. I said I might have not picked up all the discussions. And further to that, I was busy as well, consuming my liquor there. Some of the things I didn't happen to hear them.
Because you were in the kitchen.
I was moving up and down.
So can you describe this apartment? Is the kitchen a separate room? Is it big apartment, a small apartment?
Open plan.
It's a relatively medium. When you come in, there's a TV and some couches. And then you move backwards. There is I can't remember because I didn't work, but there is something at the backwards. And then from here, if you are sitting there at row 2, and then here, you come in like this, and then is a kitchen with the kitchen units and everything. So I was moving from there, coming here, mixing whatever I was drinking, it's the whiskey, of course, and then taking my glass, going back, sitting there, consuming while they're talking. When it's done, my glass, I'll go back. and Philan because I was offered. I see here I also omitted to say it in my statement that I was offered whiskey, but I was offered whiskey. Some of the things I won't recall. It's not that it is by intention. I'm not withholding any information for the commission. If I wanted to withhold information from the commission, even these messages you wouldn't have got. So I'm withholding nothing. I'm here to come and assist the commission to deliver its mandate.
So the kitchen, I'm just trying to understand the layout because it sounds like an open plan layout. The kitchen isn't a separate closed room. You can see the kitchen from the living room. Is that correct?
You can see it, but you can't see when you go deeper. You won't see, but you can see there is the kitchen.
Is it open plan?
Some sort of, but not 100%. Open plan, the way I understand it, from my perspective, commissioners, is that from here where I'm sitting, let's say this space, it's your launch, né? And then maybe 2 meters, and then just like this, then is the kitchen. That for me is an open plan. But when you're sitting here, you have to turn a little bit. Another person might call it an open plan. Another person like me, I would say it's not a fully open plan. The way we see it, the way we describe it, it will never be the same. But that's how I see it.
And you say if you go into the kitchen, you can't hear what's happening?
The TV,
in the living
I think there was a TV that was on and they were talking. They were not shouting. What I've heard, I've assisted the commission with
sure.
what I heard.
Let's-
So some of the things that I didn't hear, I'm not going to speculate, commissioners, and say, I think this and this and this. Because the issue on this meeting, on this WhatsApp, if the recording was here, it would have also reminded me of some of the things.
So you say that you went into the kitchen. It's somewhat open, but not completely.
Correct.
To the what you call the living room. And what were you going to the kitchen to do? You say to pour yourself a whiskey.
Correct, Commissioner.
And how long did it take you to pour whiskey?
Hey, I didn't make a timing. I will stand up, go to the kitchen, open the fridge, look for ice, put the ice in the glass, take the whiskey, put it there, look for a mix, then put the mix, taste if the glass is to that level that suits me, and then I go back.
How many times did you do this?
I don't have any recollection how many times, commissioners.
So there's a conversation going on about General Sibiya that seems quite detailed here. It's about a house. There's an address in Sandton collecting money using a state vehicle. There's the 2 million rand issue. There's the townhouse issue. Throughout the entire discussion of that, you were absent. Is that what you are saying to the commission?
I don't have a recollection. I'm not saying I was absent. I was in that house, but I don't have recollection of that, commissioners.
I have a view that I'd like you to comment on, and that is that you deliberately withheld this information about Sibiya, and that's partly backed up for me by your reluctance today to mention General Sibiya's name in relation to this text message that General Mkhwanazi sent you. You did not want to mention this part of the text that mentions General Sibiya. What's your response to that?
What is the actual question? I missed it because it's too long.
That you withheld the information, that you were aware that this was mentioned, all these things about General Sibiya, but you wanted to withhold it from the commission, and that's also why you didn't want to mention General Sibiya's name today in the commission.
Commissioners, you shall have recorded or observed when I was talking about the Potchefstroom theft of the cocaine from Port Shepstone. It was very thorough. The reason is that when I visited the crime scene, I made notes, I compiled information notes to head office, and there were statements and everything there. Here, that didn't happen in this meeting. So I think it is a common cause that as a human being, there are things that you will forget, there are things that you won't hear, but on a serious note, I am not withholding any information. And the issue of General Sibia, my legal team was talking to the commission in relation to the issue of security. But now I was advised I must do it. I did it at the advice because, or I was advised to say that. Now, these messages were sent to me and I sent them to my attorneys who requested the recordings from the general, and the general didn't provide us with the recordings. I will never withhold information. If I recalled, I would have deposited it here or talked about it in this commission.
Okay, your short answer is you didn't remember. That's why you didn't. That's your response.
Correct.
And the other thing that General Mkhwanazi mentions in this text is a conversation regarding one Mr. Nangi, but you don't include that in your paragraph 64 either. Why is that?
I have already responded when the commissioner was asking me that question.
I don't believe that question was asked, why you didn't refer to Nangi in your statement when it was mentioned here by General Mkhwanazi.
Commissioner said this message, you never disputed, you're disputing them, but you never you never said it in your affidavit. You were here, you never said it. That is one of the first questions that the commissioner asked me, and I responded.
What was your response? Because I think we are at cross purposes on this.
The issue of discussion between Mr. Matlala and myself regarding Nangi. This is the message that the commissioner was telling me about. Then I said no.
I'm asking you why you didn't mention the discussion of Nangi that took place at the meeting of 15 April.
My answer...
Let me just say, because
okay.
the text says, you told me about your discussion between you and Matlala. I'm not asking you about that. I'm asking you about a discussion about Mr. Nangi at the meeting of 15 April. Because he's talking about this in the context of the meeting of 15 April. He mentions Nangi. You don't mention that as a topic that was discussed. Why?
I think I've already indicated some of these things I forgot. I didn't hear them. And then I believe that if I can't recollect any of some of the facts, I can't be pushed to say, now I remember.
Okay. So you don't remember that either? You might have been in the kitchen.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And you do, but so you don't deny that that conversation took place? Because you don't remember.
What are you saying, Advocate?
You can't deny that there was a conversation about Mr. Nangi in this meeting on 15 April, right?
I can't, but apparently, as I'm saying, I was moving up and down. They must have discussed it, not me.
Okay.
The general and Mr. Matlala might have discussed it, but when they talk about it, I didn't hear it. But I don't deny that it must have been a discussion there between the two. Because when you read also, okay, let me leave that.
Okay. So you have explained the kitchen and all of that. Now, why is it that Mr. Matlala wanted you to accompany him in this meeting?
He has already indicated in one of the things you gave us here, the transcripts, that he wanted me to accompany him because he believed that when he met with the general, he wanted to have that comfort of talking whatever he wanted to talk there.
Yes, so I'm not asking you what Mr. Matlala said to the ad hoc committee. I'm asking what was your conversation with Mr. Matlala? What
It's
did he
what
say
he-
to you?
It is what he said in the ad hoc, and you gave us the transcripts, they are there.
Yes, I understand that. General, please answer the question that I'm asking you, which is not about the ad hoc committee. I'm asking about your interaction with Mr. Matlala.
He said,
He
General,
asked you to come to a meeting, to accompany him to a meeting on 15 April.
yes.
And you say, what? What did he do? When did he call you? What did he say? That's what I'm asking you.
I think we were talking on the 14th, and then he said, I want you to accompany me to a meeting that was arranged by General Tele between me and General Mkhwanazi. And then he indicated he doesn't know General Mkhwanazi, but he will feel comfortable for me to come there. And again, the general also, because I'm working with him, maybe he might also feel comfortable for me if I'm there, and then they can have discussions. I didn't refuse because I didn't see any wrong thing about that.
You knew that this meeting was to facilitate assistance for Mr. Matlala with his contractual problems with the SAPS, isn't that so?
I knew that it was regarding the purchase orders.
Right.
Because I asked, what is it the meeting all about? It was regarding the purchase orders.
And you didn't see any problem with that?
Correct.
You didn't see any problem with assisting a service provider to the SAPS who's having difficulties with their contract to facilitate or smooth the way? You had no problem with that as a very senior law enforcement officer responsible for organized crime, including, as you told us, one of the national priority crimes is government fraud.
I didn't see it as a problem accompanying a brother, a younger brother, to a meeting that I was not a full participant there. I was not, they were talking. The first time we were talking general things, and then from there they started to interacting their things. Greeting each other, how are you, where are you from, those general things, and then from there they came to discuss these things. I happened to hear what I've listed here. The ones that I've not listed, I've not heard about the discussions, because I don't see any problem in me taking him there. Because also, I was not privy to any information in that Mr. Matlala is a subject of investigation of whatever cases he has been arrested and charged for.
Well, we'll come back to that because you did know by then. Because as you told the Commission earlier, at the very least on the 5th of March, you had major concerns, such serious concerns that you began to exercise caution, you said, in respect of Mr. Matlala. Yet you accompany him to this meeting to help smooth the way with his contractual problems in the SAPS.
The concerns was regarding the exchange of the directorship of the company. Yeah, not that there is an investigation. It is an article that was in the newspaper. And then over and above that, yes, I agree, I testified. I had that concerns that culminated in me trying to start to reverse from our relationship. And further to that, I also had in that meeting that there was this case, attempted murder case that is being investigated against him while the general was telling him. That is, those are the ones that, this is the investigation I heard about, but the one for changing the directorship, I don't know whether there was an investigation or what. It concerned me.
Well, I think it would probably help to go to that article, because there was a lot in that article and it was beyond even these contractual issues. But let me finish this and we'll come back to that. You knew, you still had concerns. We know that you had concerns. You said you were exercising caution. You go to a meeting. You know that this is a discussion, a plan. This is what the meeting is for. And then you say that the meeting, what took place in the meeting, was an exchange between General Mkhwanazi and a service provider on how to fix the problem. You give me this and I will get you some more purchase orders. That's what you say in your statement,
Well,
right?
Can I be assisted that you give me this, I'll give you purchase orders? Can I be assisted? Which paragraph is
Good.
that, commissioners?
You say that Mkhwanazi agreed to assist Mr. Matlala, right? To get the purchase orders. You say that he spoke about General Nkua's alleged corruption. So that he's sharing information now about, as you call it, the end user, right? And then you say that he offered to put on hold investigations that were currently underway against Mr. Matlala, right? You are sitting in this meeting, at least for the part of it that you are sober and not in the kitchen. You know that this is the discussion that's happening. Did it not strike you as something that is of serious concern and should not be taking place?
You know, commissioners, the first question that you indicated that help me about this and this and this, I'll ensure you get orders. I've never talked about that. I must indicate I didn't talk about that here, even in my statement. But these others, yes, I did highlight them in my statement. Your question is the issue of concerns. I've never had any concerns upon these discussions. You know, when the general was talking to him, my understanding or my take on that time was that the general was talking maybe under general, and then the actual actions that he was supposed to take, I don't know. But for me, it didn't matter.
So, General, when, and this is in your statement, when General Mkhwanazi says, according to you, when he offers to pause investigations against Ms. Matlala for the alleged attempted murder of Teboho Tobejane in exchange for information on Lieutenant General Sibia, you say that doesn't concern you. This part we know you had. That's why it's in your statement. And you say, as head of DPCI, KZN, that's not anything that concerns you.
Commissioners, at some stages when we deal with this type of issues, I believed later that General Mkhwanazi might have information that he knows, and then he wanted further information. I believe he might have come there to do certain interrogation and talk certain things, because I was not aware, about this case. So when you do the interview or interrogation, you need information. You say other things that might not necessarily mean in order for you to extract information. I believed that because as an investigator, we do have other tactics that we utilize to extract information from people.
No, General. This is not an interrogation. You are there to assist Mr. Matlala to get his contract honored by SAPS. That's why you are there. You go there. You know why he's going there. It's to get assistance, to get his purchase orders put through so he can make money. You know that. So you go there. It's not an official meeting. You're not there in an official capacity, because if you are, then there's a further serious problem about that meeting. You're not there in your official capacity. You are there as Mr. Matlala's friend/brother. That's why you're there. You listen in an informal discussion to a commissioner who says, I will use my influence to pause investigation on a serious matter of an alleged murder, attempted murder. If you give me information about General Sibia, and you say that is not a matter that causes you concern in that meeting, in that informal meeting, which is about the contract,
My presence there was to accompany Mr. Matlala. That is correct. But not to facilitate him to receive the purchase orders. The meeting was facilitated by General Cele. So eventually, this was discussed. As I'm saying, sometimes this is what people can tell you, that this is what will happen, whereas they don't mean it.
So you thought General Mkhwanazi doesn't mean it? Is that what you thought there and then?
Because he wanted information about
So you thought General Mkhwanazi doesn't mean it with his
I thought
offer,
so.
is my question.
Yes.
Then why do you mention it in this statement? If you thought he just said it
But this
without meaning it.
This is what was this. I'm telling the commissioners what happened in that meeting. It's not that I'm saying it, even if I thought he never meant it, but this is what happened there,
Okay.
commissioners. So I wouldn't want to say, even if I have a negative thought of something, then I decide to leave it. I don't know which information, commissioners, is going to assist this commission, but I gave everything that I know and that I can really recollect to assist the commission.
Okay, so just so that I'm clear about your answer, you saying to us now that as you sat in that apartment and General Mkhwanazi said to Mr. Matlala, I will hold the investigation if you give me information. As you sat in that apartment, you did not think that General Mkhwanazi meant it. Is that what you're saying to us?
Correct, commissioners, because eventually on the day when he was arrested, he was charged for the very same case, and then he was processed for the very same case. This is the case where he was arrested.
Okay, so the part that's missing in your statement on this paragraph 64.3, the unwritten part or the missing part is, I did not believe that General Mkhwanazi meant it. Is that, if I edit that, that would be a complete, in the light of what you're saying?
Correct, commissioner.
All right, thank you. And by the way, this meeting, how long was it?
I think almost an hour or so.
Sorry, did you say about an hour?
An hour or so.
And you say that General Mkhwanazi agreed to assist Mr. Matlala to get purchase orders from General Nkua. That didn't trouble you too much?
No, if the purchase orders are not coming, if somebody says, I will assist, the assistance is from where I'm sitting. It can be, there is this contract, there's no purchase orders, is there a problem or whatever. Not necessarily to give somebody an instruction, but that go there to give this person this. Because in this meeting, there was no even promises of, if you do this, I will pay you or I will give this. There was nothing of that nature. But on this one, I didn't have a problem.
You didn't have a problem with
Yes.
assistance to the service provider, your friend, to getting purchase orders from General Nkua. Do you know General Nkua?
I know she's now the acting deputy national commissioner, support services.
But you didn't know at the time who she was?
Yes, I knew at the
You
time.
knew?
Yes, correct.
And did you have any reason to think that maybe she had a concern that was a legitimate concern regarding the contract? Did you have any reason to think that she had a legitimate concern with the contract, and that's why she wasn't placing more purchase orders?
I won't know. I don't know.
You had never heard of her and the contract?
I won't know, commissioners.
This is in April 2025. You had not heard of any concern raised by General Nkua about the contract and the issue of purchase orders.
I will have to check on these messages if there was something like that. But I know there was a message, a screenshot of some sort that Mr. Matlala sent to me regarding payments. I
Okay, so
remember that one.
Right.
Because the WhatsApp messages assisted me to recall, and I was reading through that. And then that thing, I know that again he had a problem with the payments as well as the orders. That is what he told me, Mr. Matlala. I was aware of that. But the issue of the problem with the actual contract, that one, I only saw when I see that media clip that raised concern on me regarding him when he changed the directorship.
That's the only time you became aware
As
of
far
any
as I can-
concern. So, okay, so you're saying, yes?
As far as I can recollect, but I will have to check the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's quite important. I also want to know, why do you think, in your position as the provincial head of the Hawks, responsible for preventing and combating priority crimes, you didn't advise Mr. Matlala differently to say, if you have a problem, go through proper channels?
Look, the meeting was never arranged by me. It was arranged by General Tele. And then I believe if you expected of me to tell him to say go through proper channels, even the general who was there as the senior to me would have done that, but he didn't do that. So that is why I didn't see a problem in that. Maybe he was going to come up with that or not, I don't know, and I don't know.
So because your colleague, provincial commissioner, didn't say anything, you thought, therefore, you don't need to either. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, remember the assistance was directed to General Mkhwanazi. And then he must not be exonerated that he didn't do this. If he deemed it fit, he should have said, these are the procedures, follow them.
General Mkhwanazi will have to give an explanation for this. I'm asking you because this was your meeting that you were present at. You participated. Before you went into this meeting, you said to us, before you went into the meeting, you knew what it was about.
Let me correct you. It's not my meeting. I was invited. So what I'm telling you the truth, and I'm telling you what was in my mind by then, and I don't want to come here and change it. I can't keep and change things as they are happening, Commissioner.
You accepted the invitation knowing what the purpose of the meeting is.
Correct, Commissioner, but it was not my meeting.
No, I understand that. You were invited. You did not organize the meeting. But in accepting the invitation, you knew what the purpose of the meeting was. You knew where you were going and for what purpose you were going there.
I knew it was regarding the purchase orders. Yes.
So you knew that your friend, who's a business person doing business with SAPS, wanted to go see a SAPS commissioner to ask for favors relating to the same contract.
I hear what you are saying, Commissioner.
No, it's a yes or no. You knew or you did not know.
I knew that they were going to talk about the orders. Yes.
Going to ask for favors relating to the same contract.
He was going to ask for the issuing of the purchase orders.
But General Mkhwanazi cannot issue purchase orders. They are issued in Pretoria.
I agree with you, but why did they refer Mr. Matlala to General Mkhwanazi? I don't know, Commissioner. Angas.
Advocate Hazard.
Thanks. Now, I think that I would like to go to the WhatsApp messages directly and a video clip.
So the same WhatsApp.
On the
message.
same, it's a WhatsApp messages between General Senona and Matlala on this issue.
Okay.
I know. I wanted to. Chair, may I be given a short and I know that we're running close to time, but I'd like to at least close off on this before we break.
All right, Ms. Asim, yes.
Thank you kindly. If I could please ask that we go to 6 February. And that would be file 1 of 3 of the exhibit bundle.
And that's marked what, Ms. Asim?
It's marked file 1 of 3.
No, I have the file.
The page 15.
50. 15?
15.
15. Here.
15. And you'll see, General, if you look down on that page, towards the bottom on 6 February, Mr. Matlala sends you a video attachment.
Yes, Commissioner.
Okay. So if we could just play that video attachment, please. There should be a link. How long will it take? Chair, I wonder if we can't adjourn for a few minutes.
How long is the clip and how long are you going to be
The clip is
engaging with it?
the clip is about, it'll probably be about 15 seconds or so, the clip itself, or 30 seconds at
And
most.
your engagement?
5 minutes.
Will adjourn.
Thank you, Chair.